Ever look up at the night sky and just feel that sense of wonder? Like there's so much more out there just waiting to be discovered.
Absolutely. It's a feeling that's captivated humans for millennia.
And that's what we're diving into today. Astronomy as a hobby. We're exploring a fascinating source, astronomy, a window to the universe, a gateway to wonder.
And it's not just about telescopes and star charts, it's about the benefits, the impact it can have on kids and adults alike.
Yeah, let's unpack that. I mean, we all know space is vast and amazing, but what's so special about astronomy as a hobby? What makes it stand out?
Well, for kids, think about sparking that curiosity. The universe is mind-bogglingly huge. Billions of galaxies, stars, planets. It's like the ultimate playground for their imagination.
Right, so it's like, hey, look up, there's a whole universe out there.
Exactly. And it's not just passive looking, it's active learning. To find a nebula, for example, a kid might use a star chart.
Oh, I see. So they're learning to navigate the sky. It's like a giant puzzle up there.
Exactly. Problem solving, spatial reasoning, even a bit of math sneaks in there. It's STEM learning disguised as awesome cosmic exploration.
I love that. And, this source really emphasizes how astronomy can ignite a passion for science in general.
It's a natural gateway. You start with stars, and suddenly you're curious about physics, chemistry, maybe even astrobiology.
It's true. I remember as a kid learning about the life cycle of stars just blew my mind. It's amazing how these giant balls of gas are born, live, and eventually die, sometimes in spectacular fashion.
Supernovae. Now those are something else. And speaking of spectacular, astronomy teaches patience. You might have to wait for a clear night, the right moon phase, or even years for a comet to return.
That's a good point. It's like a lesson in delayed gratification, which I think we could all use a little more of these days. And it forces you to slow down, appreciate the moment, be present with nature.
Absolutely. No screens, just you and the cosmos. And for us adults, it's a fantastic stress reliever.
Oh, tell me about it. In today's world, it's so easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle. But stargazing, it's like hitting the pause button.
It really is. Just that quiet contemplation under the stars. Your worries seem to shrink in comparison to the vastness of space.
It makes me think that maybe that sense of awe, that feeling of being connected to something bigger than ourselves, actually enhances learning.
I think you might be right. When we're in awe, our minds are more open, more receptive. It's like the information just flows in easier.
And in astronomy, there's always something new to learn.
Yeah.
Exoplanets, black holes, the latest images from the James Webb Space Telescope.
Oh, yeah. The Webb telescope is a game changer. It's like having a time machine peering back to the early universe. It's incredible.
I can't wait to see what discoveries it makes in the coming years.
Yeah.
And one thing I found really interesting in this source is how astronomy can change your perspective.
Right. You start to see your place in the universe differently, feeling both humbled by its vastness and connected to something much larger than yourself.
It's like Carl Sagan said, we are made of star stuff.
Mm.
The atoms in our bodies were forged in the hearts of ancient stars.
Wow, it really puts things into perspective, doesn't it? And, it's not just a solitary pursuit. Astronomy can be social.
You mean like astronomy clubs? I've heard about those, but never really looked into them.
Oh, they're great. A chance to meet like-minded people, learn from each other, share tips, and even organize stargazing trips to dark sky locations.
That sounds amazing. I might have to check that out. And of course, there's astrophotography. That's where art and science collide.
Absolutely. Capturing those stunning images of nebulae, galaxies, even planets. It's a whole other level of appreciating the cosmos.
So we've covered the why astronomy is such a fantastic hobby. But what about the how? Where does someone even begin?
Well, the source recommends starting with the basics. Learning constellations, familiarizing yourself with the planets in our solar system, those kinds of things.
Like a crash course in cosmic literacy.
Exactly. And a good star chart or app can be your guide. There are tons of great ones available.
And I know a lot of people think you need a fancy telescope to get started. But that's not necessarily true, right?
Nope. Binoculars are a great starting point. They give you a wider field of view than the naked eye and can reveal details you wouldn't see otherwise.
So binoculars first, then maybe graduate to a telescope if you really get hooked.
Exactly. And when it comes to telescopes, there are two main types, refractors and reflectors. Refractors use lenses to bend light.
Like a magnifying glass.
Kind of. They're great for viewing planets and the moon, but for faint objects like galaxies, reflectors, which use mirrors, are usually a better bet.
And one more thing this source really stresses is finding dark skies.
Oh, that's crucial. Light pollution from cities washes out the night sky, making it hard to see fainter stars and deep sky objects.
So getting away from city lights is key.
Absolutely. State and national parks, dark sky preserves, those are your best bets for serious stargazing.
And remember those astronomy clubs we talked about? They're a great resource for finding those dark sky spots.
For sure. And don't forget about online resources. Even if you're stuck in the city, there are amazing websites, apps, even live streams of celestial events.
It's incredible how accessible astronomy is these days. So as we wrap up, I think the takeaway here is that astronomy is more than just a hobby.
It's a journey of discovery, a source of peace, a way to connect with something truly awe-inspiring.
And it's a journey anyone can take. Whether you're a kid gazing up at the stars for the first time or a seasoned astronomer with a high-powered telescope, there's always something new to discover in the cosmos.
And that's the beauty of it, isn't it? It's a lifelong pursuit.
It really is. So as you continue exploring the night sky, think about what aspects of the universe most fascinate you. The planets, the galaxies, the stories hidden in the constellations. Let your curiosity guide you. Who knows what amazing discoveries you might make?
Exactly. Keep looking up and keep wondering.
That's great advice. Well, on that note, we're signing off for today. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of astronomy.
It's been a pleasure exploring the cosmos with you.